SMP project, man. Bandai is really coming out with a lot of them. Actually, I think they have made more SMP projects that they have made Gunpla for this year at least. But as you guys can see here, this is pretty awesome. This is the Hyperion from Super Robot Wars OG. Now, the cool thing about this guy is that, of course, it's a premium Bandai exclusive. You can see that on the 31st of this month is when you're gonna be able to pre-order it in Japan, by the way. If you're not in Japan, you have to wait for Premium Bandai's US store to update and finally have it. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't, or you just have to go to another third-party website that has it. Now, the release date is gonna be November of this year, and the price, as you guys can see here, is 29,000 and 29,920 yen, which puts it around 187 US dollars. Now you have to take into consideration shipping, taxes, and all that stuff. So expect it to be like 235 by the end, or 250. Just depends on where you get from, obviously. But this thing is pretty darn awesome. Check out everything that it comes with. Look how many stands it has. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexagon stands, by the way, which are pretty much action bases, of course. And it looks pretty darn big. Now you get 1, 2, 3, 4 effect parts here. 4 of these energy effect parts. And look at all the connection points that it has. Even has this little like chip there. It has all these hatches for the missiles. The different hands has 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 different pair of hands here. You got the missiles, which if you look at it, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 of them, of the little ones. And then you have an extra 5 more of the big ones. And also, the missiles come with their effect parts as well. So, that's a lot of stuff that you're getting here. Kind of makes me jealous that they gave this guy so many missiles and stuff, because come on, Bandai, when are you gonna give heavy arms its missiles, right? We don't want to see heavy arms. You know, if you have a heavy arms master grade or a high grade, then you have it, you know, firing everything, and you want to have all the missiles and everything firing around. Sadly, it doesn't look like Bandai's gonna be doing that. And of course, you get all the little articulated stands for it, and you get this stand here. Now, you might be wondering, why the hell do I want this stand here? You're gonna see pretty soon why. So, this is the Hyperion by itself. Now, these images here, it doesn't say that they're CG images, but I'm pretty sure they are, because this looks way too perfect. Like, you don't really see seam lines, which is kind of odd. So I say these are CG images here, but this looks beautiful. Just the colors, the shapes, and everything just looks great. But if you look at the shape of this mech here, you kind of have a feeling, get the sense that it's kind of like a proto version of the Gundam Eclipse. Because if you have the Gundam Eclipse Master Grade, like I do, you know that the shape here of the chest, you know, it's like that race guard shape, and also the shoulder pads. You know, it is an interesting way to see it. Even some people are not gonna see it like that, but here's from the back. And I don't know about that back. It kind of looks, honestly, it looks like the front and the back are pretty much interchangeable, and you just have to swap out, you know, you have to just rotate the head 360. Kind of feels like that, but it does transform. Here is the ship transformation there, which looks pretty nice. So that looks good. But again, like I said, I'm pretty sure these are CG images. It looks way too clean, obviously. Here you can see in the pose. And here you can see with the missiles. Now here you can only see 4 of them. And it looks like the missiles don't attach to the actual model kit. It looks like what you're gonna be doing is just using the articulated stands for them. And here you can see where the missiles will be coming out from. There's one of them from the looks of it. And here are the energy beams, as you guys can see there, which are pretty darn nice. I mean, they're pretty big. They're nice and clear color. They do have details in them, which is great. I love that. You can see more of the missiles coming out from the wrist there. And the missiles do have little effect parts here, which are actually attached to this part, like we saw earlier. And here's another type of pod or missile that you can put in there. And look at that. That looks pretty cool. With the cannons here on the sides, it looks like you're gonna be able to pull them in and out. And here it is in ship mode, firing the cannons, but also firing the missiles. And this is the Tesla drive. Yeah, this is the other part, the rep part that combines with it. So the Tesla drive here, its own little independent ship, can fly around. You can see that you can have the opening and closing thrusters here. Here you can see it firing a missile. And here it's pretty cool with the missiles. You guys can see that the missiles here, at least these ones, are closed, but you can also extend them. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm guessing this one could be like, hey, just a single missile, and this one fires a cluster missile. Up to you, and up to your imagination, of course. Here you can see that the pods here open up to show the cannons. And these ones open up here, so you can also have more cannons and more missiles. And there you go. You can have the missiles inside these ones, or without them. Here are the cannons. And here are the big missiles, these ones. So you can attach them down here. And more missiles, of course. And this the other stuff that you can attach the missiles here to these little pegs. But you can also attach these ones here, so you can just have them close, up to you. And of course, they do combine. And there is the Hyperion combined with the Tesla drive, which looks pretty darn nice. Obviously, the color match isn't 100% because, you know, white with some purplish blue and blue with red and black there. But still pretty nice. Now, here you can see the size difference. Now, the Hyperion by itself is going to be standing at 133 millimeters, which puts it at 5.2 inches tall. The Tesla drive by itself is 385 millimeters, which is 15.16 inches long. Not tall, long. And when you combine them, the Hyperion stands at 220 millimeters, which is 8.6 inches tall. But the Tesla drive, when it's combined, is standing at 368 millimeters, which is 14.4 inches long. That is tall. That is pretty darn tall. Even taller than the SRX. And that is what it's gonna look like from the back, which is a little bit silly here from the back, but still, I still think it's gonna be pretty cool. Here you can see it from the front side here. Look at that, firing just one of the missiles from the top. And here you can see it firing all the missiles there. And as you guys can see, yes, it does have more missile hatches that you can open up and add more missiles to it. And here you can see it with all the energy effect parts there, which look pretty cool. There are more of the missiles flying out. And more of them, of course. So yeah, this guy is pretty beefy. and it has a lot of stuff. Look at that. That looks awesome, man. Like I said, it makes me jealous that we can't have heavy arms like that. That'll be so sweet, man. And yeah, it does come with its own beam saber here. You can see the rifle for it. And yes, you can have Tesla drive, you know, flying around with the Hyperion inside it. But it does have a chip mode, as you guys can see there. It's a little bit weird, you know, because it has like this arm here that attaches down, so that's how it carries it. But here are the attachment points for it, and that's pretty much it for the Hyperion. I gotta say, it's pretty badass. I like the idea, but there's one more thing to finish this set, and I'm surprised they made it a separate purchase. There you go. Yes, this is also gonna go up for pre-order same date, and the release date is gonna be a little bit different because this one comes out, oh wait, my bad, yeah, they come out the same month. It makes sense. Okay, so this is Ivy, Douglas, and Sugumi Takahura and Shrei Presti. This is cut-in. Yes, this is cut out. This is not that expensive. This is only 2,978 yen, which comes around 18 US dollars, so around 20, maybe a little bit more again. I'm pretty sure some websites are gonna bundle these together, but as you guys can see here, do have them in their pilot suits, which look great, and you have them in their normal outfits. But remember that plastic stand this thing, the Hyperion comes with? Here it is. That's why you need it. That's why they included that. So it's nice that we're getting this, but I wish they would have included it in the whole package because it's already so much money. Like 20 or 25 bucks more for this to be included in that wouldn't be that much of a price difference, honestly. But maybe you don't want the cutout, you know, and you just want the Hyperion by itself, or maybe, who knows, maybe you don't even want the Hyperion, you just want the cutout for some reason. But yeah, still pretty nice. Still, there's just stuff that I wish Bandai would incorporate to their Gundam model kits, and you know, hope they do at some point. Like all the other missile effects and stuff who have been so great for so many. There's so many Gundams out there that could use stuff like that. Heck, even Wayne Gundam Zero would love to have a Buster Rifle effect part, you know, for it, or something like Mighty Strike Freedom, you know, Strike Freedom with all the firing effect parts for it. Of course, there's third-party companies that make stuff, so hopefully get to see something like that more from them, but we'll see. But yeah, that does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.